All right, teacher. So in our previous video, I showed you how to just simply embed Google Docs within your Canvas pages. But we're going to talk a little bit about assignments and giving a student an assignment using a Google Doc is simplified greatly by this new tool, this Google Assignments LTI 1.3. So I'm going to take you through how to create a Google assignment and show you the setup only has to take place once, and then you can continue to use this over and over again for subsequent classes. We can even share these assignments with other teachers, which will then create a template document for them in Google and will share with their students without disturbing your original assignment. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is go up here and click on Add an Assignment. The home page here is my assignments page. And I'm just going to call this one permission form for right now. And in the instructions in the rich text editor or the rich content editor here, I'm going to put in fill out the form in the Google assignment below. And I don't have to put those instructions here. I could put those in the document itself. But in this case, I am going to use the instructions just to kind of preface the assignment there and get the students moving in the right direction. The next thing I'm going to do is to click down here for submission type, and I'm going to choose external tool. So we'll click on find because we've got to find that tool. And you notice as I scroll down the page, I've got Google Apps, which is being deprecated. We've discussed that earlier. And then I've got Google Assignments LTI 1.3. Let's pick that one. We're going to pick this and go ahead and click on continue. And now you'll notice I'm brought to this screen that has the ability to turn on for plagiarism checking. This is a feature of Google Assignments, something that you may very well be interested in using. And then the second thing is I get a chance to attach a document here or just to simply create a new doc. Whatever I do here is going to create a new document for every student in the class. So it will also put their name on it. It will also organize it inside their Google Drive, and it will organize it inside my Google Drive in a folder devoted to this specific assignment. So I'm going to click on attach. When I do that, I'm going to select a file. In this particular case, I'm just going to select this You Teach Engineering. This is a permission form for using name, image, and likeness, and I'll go ahead and click on Add. So I have two options for this assignment. I can either grade this in Google Assignments, and if you've ever used Google Classroom before, you know what this interface looks like. If you haven't used Google Classroom before and you've only used Canvas and only used SpeedGrader, then you can do this too. The difference between the two here is that SpeedGrader creates a separate copy, like a snapshot of that document in the form of a docx file. It loads it into SpeedGrader within Canvas, so you can actually use the annotation tools that are built in, etc. But keep in mind that it also still allows you access to the live document, just like this one does. So you can see what students are doing in that document as they continue to work in it. So I am going to click Canvas SpeedGrader right here, and then I'm going to click Create. Once I do that, it should create a copy for every student in the class. I'm going to go ahead and click Select. And then I can go ahead down here and assign to the students as I need. So in this case, I'm just going to uncheck that Sync to SIS button. I'm going to click on 23rd. There we go. We'll actually assign this to different sections. We'll just assign to section 1 on the 23rd. Then I'll come down here, assign to section 2. That's going to be due on 24th. And I am assigning separate sections just so you can see how this due date thing works because it's a little bit wonky. So we'll go ahead and click on Save and Publish. We'll go back. Yep, let's go ahead and assign it to section 3 as well because the student that I'm going to use here in just a second may be in that section. So there we go. Now we can hit Save and Publish, and I'm not going to assign it to assignments. All right. So now The document will actually show, in some cases, it will actually show the latest due date, because it does talk back to the Google Assignments here, does talk back to your gradebook. But in this particular case, we didn't get a due date on the assignment. I can still turn on originality reports right here, and I've still got access to that original file, which is here if I want to click on that. So the question now becomes, well, what do the students do? So I'm going to show you that just by changing screens right here. And let's do a refresh and let's see if that assignment pops up. And let's see. Oh, there it is. It is the permission form. So we're going to go ahead and click on that permission form. And it says fill out the form in the Google assignment below. That's great. So we've got to let the assignment interface load because it does load as an iframe within this window. It's continuing to load. There we go. So now I can click open to attach and submit. So we're going to click on the open to attach and submit here. Okay, well, we need to actually work on this file, but notice here that the file has been renamed and it gave me test student, and that's who I am, cteststudents.ccsk12.com. So that's my copy. So I'm going to click on that copy. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit this copy and I'm going to say Jody Barr, and I'm just going to highlight that in red so my teacher can see it. There we go. And then school and well, it's not independent school district. We'll just call that CCS. All right, there we go. And then I can print my name here. And if I needed to, I can sign it. Google is coming up with a really cool add-on that will allow you to sign a document. But anyway, that I didn't tell you that. So we'll go ahead and we've got this version of the document. And now all I need to do is hit submit. When I do that, it's going to upload this attachment to the LMS, which is Canvas, and it's processing the file, and it should show me a little happy face or a little check mark there. And if I needed to, I can resubmit. So it has been submitted. Let's go back over here to my assignment interface, and this is the teacher view. I'm going to refresh, and now you're going to see that test student has turned in this particular assignment. And so I can click on this assignment right here and actually see the live version. And you can see that that student is still inside that live version. What it has done is it's transferred the ownership permissions to the teacher. Great. That means the student can't edit this while the teacher is actually working on it. But what it's also done here is it's created a snapshot of that document and loaded it into SpeedGrader for me. So I have all of the tools, all the SpeedGrader tools right here, and I can annotate, which in other words, right here, I can draw on that and I can give maybe a comment saying, good catch. All right. And then that's a comment right there. It's attached to this annotation. And then I can give them a grade on it if I want to here in this particular grade. Let's just say I want to give them some bonus points. So we'll put that in there and then we should be good to go. So now the student should have this feedback, and I can go here. I don't have to go into the Google interface and actually push, to send back to the student or whatever. It's already in the grade book. And if I want to jump over here to the grade book in the teacher view, I can look at that and should be talking to it. Let's go over here to permission form. Yep, there it is right there. That's the score. So this is actually doing all the work for me. Changing the permissions on the document, creating another copy of it. This is really going to hopefully take some of the complications out of you assigning something to the students in Google Docs that you would want them to have. So needless to say, what if I'm the student, just going to jump back over here to my to this assignment. I'm going to click the refresh button. And now you'll notice here that I've got the submission, I've got my grade, I can click on the submission details. If I click on this, I can actually, well, it actually downloaded a file for me. Let me jump back to the screen right here. Let's go to submission details. There we go. Then I should get a little preview of this form. Oh, I can actually click view feedback. There we go. Now you can see the feedback that I've provided in the document. And you want to let your students know that that's what they've got to do if you're going to grade anything in SpeedGrader. So this is the way that Google Assignments is used. And like I said, if you're using an old method where you're making students make a copy of a document and go through turning it in as a PDF or whatever, don't do that. Don't torture yourself. Don't torture your students. Use Google Assignments. It's a much easier way to do this. If you have any questions about how to use Google Assignments, I'll be holding a in-person seminar coming up next week, and you guys will be able to sit in on that. You can also come by Learning Commons, do a drop-in, or send me an email at jbar@ccsk12.com, and I'll be happy to walk through this with you.